he is being objective and trying to be himself, and they're trying to be assholes and SJW shells. They did not supervise this, and they did not care enough to make sure that this is a solid Warhammer 40k game. Extreme violent methods of speaking, just stop it. We never seen a propaganda like this ever. Hi guys, and welcome to this video. So we are going to talk about several things. The first thing is about the Amazon news, 40k shows, all of that. Are they cancelled? Are they not? And I kind of missed that news, guys, but we're going to compensate for that because I just had other things going on. But we are going to discuss today, will Henry Cavill leave the Warhammer project? Then we're going to talk about Space Marine 2 audience divided, the trans rider nonsense, and are you pre-ordering the game or are you from the camp that will wait or not buy it at all? And thirdly, Overwatch 2 and Valorant voice actors demand players to become LGBTQ+ for the month of June or they cannot play. So there's a lot of SJW/woke things, propaganda stupidity that I would like to fight against. But of course, Warhammer has to be on the front. As we know, the Henry Cavill led Warhammer 40k Amazon project has been a bit of a mess so far. The Archcast has a source inside of Amazon and they're reporting certain things. Now whether those certain things are true remains to be seen, but he says that it's a reliable source. So the new rumor comes from him and he explains, right now the argument in principle between Games Workshop and Amazon appears to be in effect. This means that the team at Amazon, a team of writers, is right now trying to write out a story that is going to be turned into the Warhammer 40k television show. They have, I believe, a few more months on this deadline for this project and they have to hand it, and then it either has to be greenlit or they have to have their writing date further postponed in the hope that they can produce something better further down the line, or the entire project will be shelved. Okay, do I think that that means that the Warhammer universe is going to be shelved, really, guys? Because a lot of my colleague YouTubers seem to think so, but I don't think that's really plausible. I mean, of course, everything is plausible or possible, but first, guys, Henry Cavill is extremely determined to deliver us this 40k show or movies in the future. He is. I mean, he basically left everything that he was doing to do this. He's very, very dedicated. I don't think that he's going to just quit like that. He has dealt with a ton of resistance in Hollywood until now. So he is not born yesterday, and he does have a great reputation when it comes to him and the fans. Between him and whoever he worked for or worked with in Hollywood or The Witcher or whatever, sometimes they say that he is not easy to work with, but that basically means to me that he is being objective and trying to be himself, and they're trying to be assholes and SJW shells. That is how I think that it is, because from everything that we have seen from Henry freaking Cavill, he is enormously based and objective and very, very kind, honestly. And other people that are trying not to be woke, stupid, brainwashed zombies, they're actually speaking very well of Henry Cavill, and I do think that for what we have seen really from him, we can trust that he's going to at least make his best effort for the Warhammer TV series or future movies to come to pass. At least the first thing, which probably seems that is going to be the series. So I'm sure that he is pushing this as hard as he can. Amazon did prove that they can make a decent show, at least with Fallout, so maybe, just maybe, they can make this as well as Witcher, which I have watched like half of Witcher. I mean, almost half of Witcher, so I can't say about every episode, but as far as I know, it is a base show, not a woke show, so hopefully they can somehow make things that are good as well as very, very bad, like Rings of Power. Yeah. So he adds, those are the three opportunities. Either they will have a project they will go ahead with, they will shelve the whole thing, or they will extend the deadline to try and get a decent product going. In other words, nothing is finalized yet. Absolutely nothing. There isn't even any money for the project allocated as far as my insider can tell me on Amazon's behalf. No writing staff has been truly hired, no plans have been truly made. Okay, but if we go back to the previous thing that I just read, it says here that a team at Amazon, a team of writers is right now trying to write out a story that is going to be turned into a Warhammer television show. So this is a bit contradictory, isn't it? Right now the agreement in principle between Games Workshop and Amazon appears to be in effect. This means that the team at Amazon, a team of writers, is right now trying to write out a story that is going to be turned into a Warhammer 40k television show. They have, I believe, a few more months on this deadline for this project, and they have to hand it in, and then it either has to be greenlit or they have to have their writing date further postponed in the hope that they can produce something further down the line, or the entire project will be shelved. So then how is this logical that he added those are the three opportunities? Either they will have a project they will go ahead with, they will shelve the whole thing, or they will extend the deadline and try to get a decent product going. In other words, nothing is finalized yet, absolutely nothing. There isn't even any money for the project allocated, as far as my insider can tell. On Amazon's behalf, no writing staff has been truly hired. You said earlier, Arch, that they were writing the show and they have to hand it over something. I don't get it, guys. No money has been truly allocated, no plans have been truly made. That's really, I mean, it doesn't make sense to me, guys. You know, let's think about this. This is a contradictory thing, so I don't know if I'm thinking that it's contradictory, but it does sound like that. So if anyone has any clarification on this, let me know. Games Workshop shared in a blog post in the middle of December 2023 that the company had come to terms with Prime Video and Amazon MGM Studios to have an adaptation of Warhammer 40k brought to both the big and the small screen. So we're talking movies here. The company shared back in December last year, we announced Games Workshop and Amazon Studios had signed an agreement in principle to work together to bring the Warhammer 40,000 universe to screens, big and small. It added, well, today we have an update, and it's one we all been longing to hear. We are now signed the full agreement and the next stage can begin. The company also shared, all we can tell you right now is that an elite band of screenwriters, each with their own particular passion for Warhammer, has been assembled to help bring the setting and characters you love to the screen, which to me means that they do have a team of writers. I mean, what else? They have been assembling the team, so they at least have some people in mind, to the very least. And that was in December 2023. We are like further down the line now. We are half to 2024 already. This illustrious group will be championed by Henry Cavill, who stands ready to take his place as an executive producer, bringing his pen, sword, or spear to the project. Yeah, which means he's going to be in charge of quite a lot. As for when the first project might arrive, Games Workshop detailed TV and film production is a mammoth undertaking. It's not unusual for a project to take 2 or 3 years from the point before something arrives on screen. Yeah, guys, so we shouldn't really jump to any conclusions because this here as news seems to be very flat, you know. Still, things are now properly rolling, and you can bet we'll bring you all the latest updates and cool snippets as soon as we are able. Yeah, that was a long time ago. So Henry Cavill announced he was helming the Warhammer Cinematic Universe shortly after he announced he would not be returning to play Superman in James Gunn's Superman's Legacy. He shared on Instagram in December 2022, for 30 years I have dreamt of seeing Warhammer Universe in live action. Now, after 22 years of experience in this industry, I finally feel that I have the skill, set, and experience to guide the Warhammer Cinematic Universe into life. Partnering with Natalie Viscuso at Vertigo has been a blessing beyond words. Without her, we might not have found the perfect home at Amazon. And having a home like Amazon will give us the freedom to be true to the massive scope of Warhammer. Which to me means that Henry knows something that we don't. And maybe that something is the fact that, when they made the deal and he was ready and confident to announce, he must have known that there should be no woke stuff there. I hope so. I really freaking do. I mean, knowing Henry Cavill, how will he be so confident to say that? He usually does not talk from his ass, you know what I mean? And having a home like Amazon will give us the freedom to be true to the massive scope of Warhammer. To all of you Warhammer fans out there, I promise to respect this IP that we love. I promise to bring you something fantastic that is, as of yet, unseen. He added, our first steps are to find our filmmaker, creator, writer. Watch this space, my friends. Okay, and then of course he posted this very short trailer with just, you know, the Aquila. That is great. So I don't personally think that he will drop the ball on this one. I mean, they have decided to put Henry Cavill in such position, so why would they not let him do whatever? You know, I just hope that I'm right, because if I'm not, well, we shall see, and I'm gonna talk about it, of course, but I really hope that I'm right. Just judging by what we know of Henry Cavill as a personality and the passion that he brings and the position that he takes, so I wouldn't be so confident in delivering the news that the universe is shelved, like most of my colleagues did, because I do think it's just nonsense, basically. We don't have any concrete proof of that at all, and we just taking the news and running with it like is a fact, but it isn't. So will Henry Cavill leave the Warhammer project? I don't think that he will at all. Now let's move to the next news, guys, which is of course unfortunately the fact that Space Marine 2 audience is divided and the trans rider nonsense. Well, yeah guys, so of course some of you are thinking to pre-order the game, some of you are thinking that this rider is going to ruin everything, and you know, some people are unlisting the game from Steam and saying that we are not going to pre-order. Some other people that are woke say, oh yeah, goodbye chuds, like good riddance and all of that, which is pathetic, really. I mean, what are you trying to prove now? People can vote with their wallet. You're going to make fun of them because of that? I mean, you are the ones that are going to give your money to a game that has not been out yet. I know from experience, and in general from other people's experience of gamers in general, that you should not pre-order any game, especially in today's world. Some of us are mostly PC gamers. I'm also a PS5 gamer, but I wouldn't pre-order anything because most of the time we are getting those games digital. And when we are getting those games digital, there's just no shortage of them. You can always get it. Why would you get it before that? Also, the bonuses that we often get when you pre-order are nothing, like next to nothing. They're stupid, they don't really matter, and they're not as big as incentive to actually do this, you know, to actually buy the game. So I just don't get it, honestly, just dumb. It's not like you have to pre-order because we're going to run out of copies of the game, but no, even physically I can always find most of the games that I'm interested in. I just don't have the money for them, you know, but I can find them. So pre-ordering doesn't make any sense anyway, and just not enough sense. So just hold on, watch the reviews, and then buy the game. And as for this writer, that's an absolutely pathetic person that hates all men. She said horrible things on Twitter that are just ridiculous. I mean, how can you hate so much anyone for absolutely no reason when he or she, I'm not sure, is also a white person, but she also hates white men, and she's writing a game for, you know, very manly dudes that, you know, some people would call space cops, which of course is not accurate, but it's kind of similar to an extent, to a certain ways of meaning and thinking that the Space Marines are. They aren't exactly, but you know what I mean. They're someone that will harass and beat up the living crap out of Xenos and other humans alike if they need to, basically with the authority of the Emperor behind them. Will I pre-order the game? Well, I have to cover it, but I'm not gonna pre-order it. I'm just going to hope, literally, that some of the studios will give me the game so I can objectively play it for, you know, live, stream it, see how it is. And I'm going to, of course, take a look at how the writing is. That's gonna be obvious anyway. So it is my job to let you know how the game is, literally. So I'm not gonna pre-order it at all. Probably not gonna buy it as well, unless, of course, you know, I really have to. But it is my duty to have it somehow so I can bring the game to you. So yeah, and you are going to know how that's gonna happen when the time comes, of course. But guys, you gotta be objective here. I mean, sometimes when we are anti-woke, we can be extremely extreme. And that's not always good, because if we go out of the objective, we are becoming the one thing that we are fighting against, which are the woke, their ways of thinking, their mannerisms, even the ways that they speak is just very aggressive. It is extremely forced, and we don't want to say no to something right off. just because we think that something can be there. This writer is absolutely crazy, but if they, whoever they are, he, she, I don't know, are professional, they are going to stick to that and just bring us whatever they're hired to bring us. But if they're not, we're going to watch a complete ruin, and GW are going to be, of course, to blame because they did not supervise this and they did not care enough to make sure that this is a solid Warhammer 40k game, because this is the only AAA third-person action game that we have here, and we have waited for this. I mean, not me, because I'm, more recent, but people have been waiting for this for more than 10 years for this game to come. So, they gotta make it right. And now I want to switch over to the next topic, which is not Warhammer, but I had to talk about this because just related. And once again, something that can happen to Warhammer if you're not actively fighting against it. So, Overwatch 2 and Valorant voice actors demand players to become EQ Plus for the month of June or they cannot play. So what the heck is this nonsense now? Overwatch 2 voice actor Valeria Rodriguez and Valorant voice actors Alejandro Antonio Ruiz and Campbell, I'm not sure if I pronounced this right, demand that the players become LGBTQ plus for the month of June in order to play the game. Ruiz, who voices the character of Gecko, made his demand first posting on June 1st on X. You are now required to be LGBT to play Valorant. Being a straight Valorant player is illegal for the next 30 days. I mean, first, it isn't. That's ridiculous. Nobody knows what is my orientation behind the keyboard. But what is this hubris, the sheer hubris? We are not demanding that anyone turn straight. I mean, if you're straight, you're probably just a normal normie that does not want other people to be forced into anything. So if they don't want to be forced into being straight and being talked down to, they wouldn't want objectively with themselves and be genuine to themselves and to others to force others to do a similar thing. So what is this literal evilness? What is this communism? What the heck? Iswa Campbell, who voices Clove in Valorant, concurred, responding to Ruiz, I agree, it's the law. What law? Are you insane? Do you realize how insulting, degrading, and extremely disrespectful this is to every freaking person that plays this game? Because I assure you, most of those players are not LGBT plus blah blah Q plus, because most people are straight and very small percentage of the population is actually anything related to the LGBTQ plus. So most of the paying customers are gonna be straight. As a poll, Valeria Rodriguez, who voices Venture in Overwatch 2, responded to Ruiz, writing on X, I'm just gonna copy this and say it's the same for Overwatch, sorry, straights. What? Why is the same for Overwatch as well? You're dumb. And this is just ridiculous once again, because I'm playing Overwatch. I don't like Valorant. I couldn't care less about it. But in any case, I'm gonna play whatever game I want and be as straight as I want, Yeah, someone wrote, now let's imagine if the roles were reversed. And Valeria wrote, nah. Okay, so you're a hypocrite. You're just a disgusting human being who just does not respect anyone if they don't conform to whatever you like. And why do you disrespect yourself by reducing yourself to only your sexuality? Do you not have any other qualities? Probably not, since the only thing that you're clinging to is your sexuality, which is supposed to be intimate and, personal, and you're not supposed to make a parade out of it. Like people that are straight do not make a parade out of their own sexuality, We accepted gay people like 30 years ago, basically. And the fact that someone, like a small percentage of the population, are just against people to be gay in their personal lives between consenting adults and all of that, that's another topic. But those are like very, very small percentages. Most gay people don't want this crap. They just want to be left alone, live in peace, have their significant others, and that's it. Most gay people are just like that. Like heterosexual people, but just, going out with the same-sex people. Yeah, shockingly. And they don't want this woke crap, because then normies are going to really start to resent them for absolutely no reason, nothing that they have done, but what other people have done to them. Trying to advocate for them, try to talk instead of them for them, and then what we have here is a total disaster. And a true ism, so to speak, where there wasn't one before. And the article continues, while some may argue these individuals are joking, it's much more likely they are indeed attempting to push the gay agenda via their status as voice actors for the various characters in Valorant and Overwatch 2. Yeah, which is literally evil and what they're accusing of other normal people to do, which they never freaking did. They never did. We had Boy George, we had, Elton John, we still have him. We still have Boy George as well. Actually, many others artists that have been gay, we also have been listening to their music. We always known that they're gay. We never really cared. We only cared about their art and who are they as human beings. Are they quality human beings? That's the only thing that freaking matters. So if you're going to make it all about the sexuality, the only one that is doing something bad to the community is you, the woke, super crazy and super evil people that are trying to force everything on everyone and just no matter the cost. So you tell me if you're not a hypocrite, if that is very, very good, or it's really freaking evil. Call it like it is if you're really objective with yourself. Ironically, and the article continues, ironically, the demand that players become LGBTQ+ in order to play the game also rejects the idea that individuals with same-sex attraction are just born that way. In fact, as American Life League points out, homosexuals themselves generally don't believe that their orientation is genetic or uniborn. Sexuologist Alfred Kinsey, the originator of the 10% myth, conducted a survey of 979 homosexuals in 1970, before the gay rights movement had gathered momentum. He found that less than 10% of all his respondents believed that they were born that way. More than 80% attributed their sexual orientation to childhood trauma or other environmental influences, which is very, very, very possible, because if you have been somehow, I don't want to say the word, when you were a kid, that will surely bring this trauma, and whatever you actually feel towards other people can change a lot. So trauma is a real thing, and it can change the way that you perceive the world in many, many ways. I don't want to read the rest of it. You can see it. I'm going to link it down below, because there are just so many words that can be censored by YouTube, and I'm going to have to censor them myself. So you get the gist. And those are the same people that are going to attack Warhammer. Those are the same people that are going to trying to put agenda galore in everything that we freaking love. So that's why you have to talk about it. You have to mail to Amazon and mail to whoever company we need to mail to let them know that we do not want that. We reject that. I, the 40k Empress, reject that with full passion, and I just want for everyone to get along and not be complete psychos. Nothing can be achieved which is good for everyone with force and such extreme violent methods of speaking. Just stop it. We never seen a propaganda like this ever, like the woke movement, and it grew for just this big to like something that affects us all. So we all gotta be fighting against it before it gets to the kids, and in some countries did already in some ways. So we just gotta wake up, guys, and not be sleepy. How the woke are sleepy? Well, we gotta be the real woke that actually are doing something for real, and hopefully the truth will prevail, guys. If you like to support me, you can check the links down below to everything that I do. My coaching at OnlyFans, because OnlyFans allows me to upload videos I'm using for good, for non-slaneshi things, to coach so I can help you, and of course my own physique updates to show if I'm progressing with the physique and what's happening and why it's happening, and informing you so you can also make your own informative decisions about your diet and exercise regime. All of that is there. Links are down below. Of course, Patreon, whatever you can do. You can also become a member of the channel. I have cool emojis when I stream. Love you guys. Until next time with me, the 40k Empress. Bye bye.
The 40k Empress teaches fitness, health, nutrition, and helps with your intimate relationships at OnlyFans. Yes, I know what you're thinking, but she doesn't use it for slanesh things. Go there and let her help you with what you truly need. The link is down below in the description dimension. Go on, click the link. I'd know if you didn't. I see you.